Hey, my Legion, how you doing today? My friend John told me I knew this year's been the 50th anniversary of Jaws, and it's been news all over the place. I heard that they were going to release the documentary of the movie, on Hulu. And then John messaged me earlier today, and I said, "Hey, it's something to watch for this weekend." So, oh, cool. So I set up to do a live stream, a live review of it. Now, it was kind of ironic because there's a movie called Last Breath, or Into the Depth, I think. It was a shark movie from Saban. Now, a lot of these shark movies aren't very good, but it had Richard Dreyfuss in it. It said Richard Dreyfuss is kind of like appearing in this, like the 50th anniversary John, was kind of cool. I think he did that because the movie's not that great. It's only interesting to see him in it. I think he did that because the very ending credits, he did a thing about shark conservation. And I mean, he felt like, if I'm going to be in this movie, I want to do shark conservation during the ending credits, which is actually really interesting. You know, um, I mean, the movie was okay, but I mean, it was basically just good for Richard Dreyfuss. See Richard Dreyfuss in this. Anyways, it's called Jaws at 50. Uh, Definite retrospective. I remember like getting Jaws on DVD a long time ago, and they had like a documentary on there too. Some of that documentary is on here as well. Um, Whenever Jaws came out, I remember I knew the movie, but I don't remember any seeing the advertisements for it at the time. And then I know my parents wouldn't let me see it. The very first shark movie I remember seeing, like the very first ripoff of Jaws, was something called Jaws of Death with Richard Jekyll. About like these guy that owns these sharks that have a telepathic connection with the sharks, right? I remember seeing that when they had like this guy get attacked by sharks in a swimming pool. And then later on, it became known as Mako, the Jaws of Death, you know? And then Orca came in. I loved Orca. Orca was such a good movie. And it was weird because I remember seeing like Jaws 2 on TV, and then Jaws 3. We rented Jaws 3 on VHS before we saw Jaws, because Dad always said Jaws was stupid, right? And then he just referred to like scene towards the end when he was gnawing on that gas can. It's not stupid. Doesn't look stupid. That's all he meant. He said the whole movie was stupid, just for like 10 seconds right there. But I remember we rented Jaws from the library and watched it. I really enjoyed it. And then while I was in Fort Warren, Georgia, I remember renting Jaws of Revenge. And it's supposed to be doing a documentary about Jaws of Revenge too. There's probably a documentary involving all three of those movies. I mean, even though the sequel, they're no way near as good as the original Jaws. It's a wonderful movie. It definitely hold a hell of a place in my heart. And it talked about how, well, they showed at the beginning, they didn't know how the movie was going to be. Steven Spielberg was so behind budget, and it took forever to film the movie. He was afraid he would go to get fired and never be able to make a movie again. And then we saw all the lines and stuff out the radio, out the movie theater. He's like, oh man, maybe this isn't, maybe I did okay. And so it was similar like The Exorcist when The Exorcist came out, like a few years before. And Jaws was actually the very first movie we called summer blockbuster. Then soon to be replaced by Jaws and by Star Wars and stuff. And Top Gun, movies like that. They had like interviews with like a lot of people involved in the movie. Peter Benchley, um, he passed away in 2006. A lot of times when the movie came out, sharks were demonized so much that shark hunting went up by about 15-20%, with a shame. And what happened, they were talking about that movie, Blue Water, White Death. And that was the inspiration for Jaws. It's okay, I thought it'd be an interesting movie. And about these filmmakers wanted to capture some great white shark footage. They went on these whaling boats where they would fly these whales, and the Trump and stuff would get the sharks, interest the sharks. I was like, boy, this isn't the movie I thought it was going to be. They show the slaughter of whales and the beauty of the sharks. It's crazy. Um, what else was going on? They talked about they hired a lot of local people, and there was lots of improvisation as far as the dialogue was concerned. Um, they talked about how they wanted to do it like whenever when Duel was filmed, they wanted to film on a soundstage and fake stuff, and but he wanted to make a real life movie like on the outside. And Duel is a great movie too, and it's like he considered Jaws to be like a sequel to Duel, which it is kind of. It's like an unstoppable killing machine. It's a whole big thing, scariness. I never saw Duel till like years later at on TNT. I finally watched it. It's a very effective, scary movie too. And I remember what else did I see? I never knew he did a movie called Sugarland Express. I watched it on Plex. That was pretty good with Goldie Hawn. And I know whenever I was in Germany, I read something called Night Gallery, the movie. It's like three different tales. The movie said directed by Steven Spielberg. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So I saw that too, and he did a great job on that. What else was there? But I mean, he said he got PTSD from filming the movie. Because they were always in the water, filming on the lake. I mean, they had boats and stuff like that. They said it was a disaster. It was really a horrible movie to make, but he was happy with what happened with the movie. Um, yeah, it's a really good, interesting documentary. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of like shark movie related reviews, and this is like a documentary about the best shark movie ever made. I mean, I still think it's Jaws. I think most people will say it's Jaws. It just was like Captain Lightning in a bottle. Hold on, real quick. And towards the end, they showed they're talking about conservation. National Geographic made this movie, by the way. And when this movie came out, it was G rated. I mean, PG rated. PG was a lot different back then than it is now. It allowed shows the blood, gore, and have some cursing in it. Um, and there's a couple parts where there's like cursing. They see the F word, they see the S word, and they bleep it out, so it's not on here. I mean, they say like whenever Quentin says he's going to deliver sharks, he's got the tail, the fins, the whole damn thing. They had damn on that though. But it was interesting, and then they didn't know that some of those lines would be so iconic. Like we're gonna need a bigger boat. Like James Cameron was on. There's lots of famous directors started, like J.J. Abrams, Guillermo del Toro, Kirk, Kirk Cameron, James Cameron. And he's talking about like he didn't know that line "I'll be back for Terminator" was going to be a big deal. He just thought it would be I don't fitting with his character, I guess. Um, but no, I really liked the movie a lot. I mean, the documentary was pretty for it encompasses a lot. Um, there's actually another documentary when it came out with the DVD release of Jaws. I bought a long time ago. And they have some of that from this one too, including Richard Driver going like pretending he's on a walking talk. Save the crowd, save the crowd, save the people. You know, that was funny. And it was cool seeing Richard. Now Richard Dreyfuss, the older Richard Dreyfuss was here. I mean, the one that was in that movie was not. He's really old now, but it was really cool to see it. After that movie came out, he had like final cut on everything, and then soon after that movie, we did Close Encounter of the Third Kind. Well, probably the best sci-fi movies of all time. Jaws the best shark movie. Close Encounter of the Third Kind the best UFO space sci-fi movie. I know Miller would say Star Wars, but I think it's Close Encounter of the Third Kind for me. You know. Um, let's see what else there is. But the movie is really good. I liked it. I had to keep pulling. I mean, stuff kept happening because if I do a movie review, I do like I set up StreamYard to do a live review. I'll push the time back. I had to keep pushing the time back because something was happening. And But I'm doing a review now, so yeah, it's weird because there was no talk about the movies. There was no talk about the sequels or anything like that, or like the thing from Back to the Future Part Two, John 19. I did hear like Winnie, Mini Comedic Arts. He was talking about Jaws 3, or Jaws 3D. The 3D rated one when they were on. It was still PG, I think, but it was PG. I mean, they had glasses on there. You see the all the stuff happening. Um, and when they showed the merchandise, they did not show the Jaws game, which I was a big fan of. Or I had one friend from school. I mean, we used to hang out sometimes. He didn't live that far away. Not John, a different guy. And where we played like Hungry Hungry Hippos, it's like um, it's just fun. You know, that's all. So I mean, I really like this Jaws at 50. I thought it was a really good show. Jaws at 50, definitely collection. Yeah, yeah. Jaws at 30, Jaws at 50. The definitive inside story. I loved it. Now they didn't talk a lot about like they talk about the merchandise. They didn't talk a lot about the sequels and ripoffs and stuff. Well, that's just as good though. But I loved Orca, and Orca had been named after that ship, anyways. I thought Orca was fantastic. It was really good. I mean, as far as ripoffs of Star Wars, of Jaws, definitely. What the hell was it? The second one was really good. It was really good. So I guess that's it, everybody. I thought I'd do like a little peaceful live stream of music video I did. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, and there's something to show Carrie. What did you show face? Hold on. Oh, sorry. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off for now. I just want to do a little movie review of this documentary, the definitive documentary about Jaws. And Jaws was pretty iconic because it was the beginning of the summer blockbuster movies, you know. And yeah, he did a wonderful job. It's a great classic movie. But he said he used to after filming Jaws, he used to wake up in a cold sweat and still thinking about directing that movie. He said it was so stressful for him, you know. But I hope you like this video. I give the Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story. I give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's very interesting. You learn some stuff. Now they showed some stuff from some other documentaries too, but I learned some stuff too. It was really cool. So I guess that's it, everybody. Till next time, please take care of my Legion. Go 14. I'm gonna go 15-51. How about that? The one thing that's interesting to me, I've done so many shark movie reviews. It's become kind of like a thing for my channel, which I really like. And there's this documentary about Jaws. It's a perfect fit. It really is. So I hope you like this video, buddy. Till next time, please take care of my Legion. All right. Good night, buddy. Good night.